Welcome back for the Keepers of Ulduar. We will be starting with Thorim. As you can see, I'm actually in 10 man because 25 man is both extremely hard with engineering and I still haven't figured a way to do it without engineering. So as far as the simple guide for soloing goes, we will be doing it in 10 man. I mean, if you want to do it in 25 man, well, either bring a friend or switch to engineering or figure out a way to do it without engineering, and the hunter soloing community would be very grateful. So, start by killing the ads in the arena, open up the gate, and then use post haste to reach the runic colossus before he despawns. Thorim will actually, once there's nobody in the arena, despawn and send a lightning orb through the corridor that will kill you if it reaches you, which is why you will need to use readiness and then re-disengage, get out of the corridor, and wait for the lightning orb to despawn. You also want to put traps down to pull the ads when they respawn, and then go behind the gate that will close. The problem is 25 man is that the lightning orb will spawn more quickly, so the runic colossus will despawn more quickly, and without nitro boost you'll never be able to reach it in time. Once the ads of the arena have been pulled by your traps after respawning, or by your pet if you put it next to them, simply call back your pet by putting him on passive and follow, and then you can kill the runic colossus and you can kill all the arena ads save one that you need to keep alive until the end, and then simply advance through the corridor. Once you're getting near Thorim, kill the last remaining arena ad, then dismiss your pet and go 40 yards away from Thorim, making sure not to go near him and make him actually switch to phase 2 too soon. Then simply spam click one of your damaging abilities, and as soon as he'll get attackable, when he says, "What is this?" he will get hit, and then phase 2 will start normally. Jump down and then proceed to kill Thorim. If you want an achievement, you can make sure that when he does, there is lightning between Thorim and some of the orbs on the side. Make sure that you're standing on the other side, and as long as you don't get hit by the 90 degrees frontal cone that will follow, you should get the achievement. Now, the trouble in 25 man is that as soon as he becomes attackable, he will spawn the lightning orb that one-shots you, which means that you actually have to use nitro boost and rush at the boss as soon as he says, "What is this?" But before he says, "Where am I?" shoot him and then jump down before you die. So it's extremely tight. You got about 1 second. And I don't know if it's possible without engineering. Then you can leave the instance, switch to 25 man mode, and then continue with Hodir. Hodir will spawn with 8 friendly NPCs in flash freezers. A single barrage should be enough to free them. However, if it's not, make sure to free the mages because they will actually free the others. There are also icicles. They don't do much damage. Just try not to kill the NPCs with them. He will also place a root on you. That will only work if you are not near a fire. You can use Master Scroll to deroot yourself, or simply hope that a priest will dispel you. There is also a debuff called Biting Cold, but it will lose stacks every time you move or if you're near a fire, so you shouldn't get more than 1 stack during the fight. Now, the NPCs will actually help you. The mages will put fires around them. It's the greatest DPS gain, so stand near them, and every time you use a magical ability, you will have a chance to deal a lot of damage to Hodir and increase his magical damage taken. The debuff lasts for 30 seconds, so when you see an icicle, a big circle, it means that a snow-packed icicle will fall and it will leave a snow mound. Get on the snow mound to avoid his flash freeze. Then the NPCs will be frozen again, and you will have to freeze the mages and possibly the other NPCs and move near another fire as soon as he spawns to make sure that Hodir doesn't destack. The columns of light give you plus 100% haste. However, you will get bumped around by icicles if you try to stay in them, so you'll probably only be able to pass through them for 1 or 2 cover shots. There are different achievements on this boss. The first one requires you to kill him in less than 3 minutes. Another one is simply to avoid all the flash freezes, simply by getting on the snow when it's there. And then there's a third one that requires you never to go at more than 2 stacks of biting cold. Last thing, never feign death unless he's casting flash freeze or the boss will despawn. Next boss up is Freya. Before engaging her, you will have the choice between killing some of the elders. I'm going to do it in hard mode, which means with no elders up. So if you're doing this on hard mode, you will want to use post haste to free yourself of the entangling roots. During phase 1, she will heal herself, so there's no point in DPSing her. Simply use her to increase your focus and to proc lock and loads. And then she will spawn waves of adds. For the ancient conservators, the strategy is to go under the mushrooms and then pew pew pew. She will also spawn through all phases Lifebinder gifts, which are simply trees that must be killed unless you want the adds and Freya to heal themselves. She will also spawn detonating lashers. They deal quite a lot of damage, so try to AoE them down as fast as you can. You can also try to get away from them by disengaging and kiting them a bit before they die, since they will explode and do damage around them when you kill them. Finally, there are the Children of Nature. They don't do much, except that the water spirit will bump you, so make sure you are not being bumped into trash that you actually left alive. And also, they must die within 12 seconds of each other, or they will respawn with half health. If you see one that respawns, simply wait until they all have respawned and try again. During the whole fight, she will sometimes put iron roots on you, either disengage or kill the iron roots, and she will also make sunbeams appear, move away from them. You will face 6 waves of adds, 2 of each kind, that will spawn at 1 minute intervals or as soon as the wave beforehand has been killed, and then you will enter phase 2. During phase 2, she will simply put some seeds at your feet. They can bump you, so move out of them. And make sure not to forget to kill the trees. Now, there are different achievements on this boss. The first one is to kill her 20 minutes after having killed the first trash in her room. It's pretty simple if you one-shot her. So as long as you know this boss, you shouldn't have any trouble killing her. The second is to kill the 3 elders before engaging Freya at 60 seconds interval. If you do it, you won't be able to do the hard mode, but simply pull the 2 elders on the side, then go to the elder that casts the iron roots, and then kill them all within 10 seconds, not 60. And then on Freya herself, there are 3 achievements. Either you have to kill her without killing any of the elders beforehand in hard mode. Then you have to kill her while she has 25 stacks or more of attuned to nature, which is what causes her to heal herself more. And finally, you have to clear 2 waves of children at the same time. Actually, easiest way to do all these achievements is to do it in hard mode, kill all the ads except the children, and then when there are only the 2 waves of children up, kill Freya herself, and then you'll automatically get all the achievements. And finally, let's get rid of Mimiron. If you're going for the hard mode, make sure that you have a pet in ferocity spec with you for phase 2. Now you can pull Mimiron either by shooting him, which will engage the normal mode, or by pressing the big red button that will start the hard mode. If you click on the big red button, you will have flames that will spawn in the room. Try to avoid being in them, although they don't do much damage, and they will miss you most of the time. During phase 1, simply stay far from him, because he will put mines on the ground and do an AoE called Shock Blast, and then kill through his napalm shells and his plasma blasts on your pet. During the transition from phase 1 to phase 2, you can bandage, and you can also rotate your pets to get the buff backs, and make sure that the last pet that you summon is your ferocity pet. Because during phase 2, he won't melee your pet at all, he will simply start shooting at you. You can move on the side whenever he starts shooting to avoid some damage, and he will also sometimes start spinning and then do a large AoE and very damaging too in front of him, and start turning clockwise, so simply avoid get hit. He will finally send rocket strikes at your location. They're pretty easy to see unless you're in the fire, in which case you will have to check for the red columns. Also, don't stay on your pet unless you want it to get one-shotted. During the second transition, I suggest switching to the pet you'll be using in phase 4. However, if you're short on DPS, it might be a better idea to use a ferocity pet. The boss will be flying, which is pretty annoying if you're in Beast Mastery spec. However, he will spawn different type of bots. You can simply ignore the emergency fire bots, and also ignore the junk bots. However, whenever you see an assault bolt, kill it, recover the magnetic core he loots, use it, and then you will be able to burst the boss during about 15 seconds. He will also spawn bomb bots from under him. Simply ignore them. However, if you're going for the achievement, you will want to kill them before they reach you and explode. During the transition to phase 4, kill all remaining bots except an assault bot if you're going for the achievement, while you have to make a rocket strike kill an assault bot. But it's not a good idea to try this in hard mode. Cycle through your pets, and then phase 4 will begin. You will still have to watch out for the laser barrage, And for the rocket strikes, also the Leviathan will keep the aggro he had, just like the head, so you must feign death if you want them to stop attacking you. Now, the particularity of this phase is that you need to kill all the vehicles within 10 seconds of each other. Your pet can reach the Leviathan and the VXW1. However, it cannot reach the aerial command unit. You will have to DPS it yourself while misdirecting it to your pet if you don't want to get aggro. Now, except for the Firefighter achievement, there is, as I said, the achievement that requires you to kill a rocket bot with Mimiron's rocket strike. And finally, the achievement that requires you not to get hit by rocket strikes, mines, and bomb bots. Although for the bomb bot part, it's probably a lot easier on normal easy mode because you won't have to worry about the tight DPS, which is of Season Rage is 10 minutes in hard mode and 15 minutes in normal mode, and he has less health in normal mode. So if you're going for the achievements, they are always easier on normal mode. And that's it for the Keepers of Ulduar. During the next video, I'll be descending into madness.